Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. My name is Amir Merchant from G.E.M.S Immigration Services. I am a licensed immigration advisor for New Zealand and a former migration agent for Australia, currently based at our head office in Auckland. Before we begin, here is something every employer and migrant needs to understand right now. Hiring migrant workers in New Zealand is no longer just about offering a job. It is a structured three-step system. And if you get even one step wrong, the entire process can collapse. And here is the reality. Many employers are still confused about accreditation, job checks, and how the latest updates affect them in 2026. In this video, I am going to break down the entire employer accreditation process, including the latest updates, the job check stage, what has changed, and how you can avoid costly mistakes whether you are an employer or a migrant. Make sure you watch this video till the end because understanding this process properly can save you months of delays and significantly improve your chances of approval. Now let's get started. First, let's understand the foundation. The accredited employer work visa system works in three clear stages. Step 1 is employer accreditation. Step 2 is the job check. Step 3 is the migrant worker visa application. If any one of these stages fails, the entire process stops. So let's break them down one by one. Starting with employer accreditation, before an employer can hire a migrant worker, they must first become accredited. This is not optional. Without accreditation, you cannot support a migrant worker visa. At this stage, the authorities assess whether your business is genuine, financially stable, and compliant with employment laws. They also look at your history. If your business has issues with employment or immigration compliance, that can impact your approval. Now, here is something many employers underestimate. Accreditation is not just about getting approval, it is about maintaining compliance. Because even after you are accredited, you can still be monitored. And if you fail to meet your obligations, your accreditation can be suspended or revoked. Now let's talk about the next step, which is where most applications face delays, the job check. Once you are accredited, you cannot immediately hire a migrant. You must first get approval for the specific role you want to fill. This is called the job check. This stage focuses on the job itself, not the worker. At this point, authorities want to confirm that the job is genuine, that it pays the market rate, and that you have made genuine efforts to hire a New Zealander before offering the role to a migrant. Now, here is where recent updates have made a big difference. The job check process has been streamlined. Employers are no longer required to submit extensive evidence of engagement with local job agencies upfront. Instead, they must declare that they have followed proper recruitment practices and retain evidence if requested later. This makes the process faster, but also shifts responsibility onto the employer. So if your declaration is not accurate, it can lead to serious consequences. Let that sink in for a moment. Now let's talk about advertising requirements. In most cases, employers must advertise the role to check if any suitable New Zealand citizens or residents are available. Typically, this must be done for at least 14 days before applying for a job check. However, there are exceptions. Certain high-paying roles, shortage occupations, or roles on priority lists may not require advertising. Understanding whether your role is exempt is critical. Now let's talk about another major update, the introduction and expansion of the National Occupation List. This has replaced older classification systems and is now used to assess job skill levels and eligibility. More occupations have been added, especially in higher skilled categories, which means more roles may now qualify under the system. This is a big opportunity for employers and migrants alike, but only if you classify the role correctly. Now let's talk about what happens after the job check is approved. Only after this stage can a migrant worker apply for their visa. This is the third step. At this stage, the migrant must show they are qualified, experienced, and suitable for the role. They must also meet health and character requirements. Now here is something very important to understand. Even if the employer is accredited and the job is approved, the visa can still be declined if the worker does not meet the requirements. So all three stages must align perfectly. Now let's talk about processing times. Recent trends show that accreditation and job checks are being processed relatively quickly, often within days to a couple of weeks. But here is the catch. Fast processing does not mean easy approval. It simply means decisions are made faster. So errors are picked up faster as well. Now let's talk about compliance because this is becoming a major focus. Employers must pay market rates. They must provide genuine full-time roles, usually at least 30 hours per week. They must follow employment laws and they must treat migrant workers fairly. Failure to do so can result in penalties, loss of accreditation, and restrictions on future hiring. Now let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes employers make. They treat this as a one-time process, but in reality, this is an ongoing responsibility. Accreditation must be renewed, job checks must be done correctly each time, and compliance must be maintained continuously. Now let's talk about common mistakes across the system. Employers applying for accreditation without proper documentation, incorrect job classification under the occupation list, failure to advertise roles correctly, offering salaries below market rate, submitting inconsistent information across stages, and migrants accepting job offers from non-accredited employers. These mistakes can lead to delays, refusals, or even long-term complications. Now let's go through a simple real-world scenario. An employer gets accredited but does not properly advertise the job. They apply for a job check and it gets declined. Now the migrant cannot apply for a visa. Everything stops. Or another scenario. The employer passes both stages but the worker does not meet the skill requirements. Again, the visa is declined. This is why the entire process must be aligned from the beginning. Now let's bring everything together. The employer accreditation system is designed to ensure that only genuine employers hire migrant workers. The job check ensures that the job itself is legitimate and necessary, and the visa stage ensures that the worker is suitable. It is a three-layer system designed to protect both the labor market and migrant workers. Now, here is something you should seriously think about. This system is not just about compliance, it is about strategy. The difference between a successful application and a failed one often comes down to how well the process is planned and executed. Thank you once again for watching this video. We hope you found this information useful and practical. If you are an employer looking to hire migrant workers or a migrant planning to apply under this system, and want expert guidance to avoid mistakes and maximize your chances of success, you can contact us anytime by calling or sending a message on our WhatsApp number +642217860007, which is also provided in the comment section below. We will get in touch with you as soon as possible. We will be back again with another important update very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and most importantly, stay ahead. Take care.